Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Second. So let's start with Peter's torture scene with Franco. I was seriously about to call him Todd for a minute. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Franco. I feel like Franco just did not learn his lesson from last time. Remember last time he had that guy in a dog cage and he was all confident and just talking and going on and on and on and on, and eventually the guy escaped and locked Franco in the dog cage. Yeah, he clearly didn't learn anything from that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did love this scene. Him acting like the old bad boy Franco just to try to get a confession out of Peter, which really didn't matter because we all know that it couldn't have been used in court. But, Franco was like, I'm just going to sit there and tell Maxie. Now, the whole time that he's sitting there trying to get this confession, what kind of zip ties did Franco use on him? Because he seemed like he just got out of them, like, really fast. Like, he gets up, and Franco, of course, puts the gun on the table. What do you even say about that? So, of course, he gets out, he reaches for the gun, they struggle a little bit, and then Peter gets the upper hand. Now, at this point, Franco's like, hey, how about we just forget that this didn't happen, and we could just kind of just, both walk out of here together and just kind of laughing about the whole thing. What do you say about that? And Peter, at this point, he's just full-blown done. He's had a really bad day. And I just feel like he just wants to shoot someone. Let's be honest, he did want to probably shoot someone at some point. But, Franco tries to talk him down, talking about, you don't want to do this, Maxie and the baby and everything. You don't want to do that. And Peter's like, yeah, I'm not letting anyone or anything come in between what I want. And by the way, he does once again confess to everything. The Drew abduction, the Drew's plane going down, and the assassination attempt at Angie Maddox and Franco's life. And pinned it on Liesl Ulbrich. So yeah, he just confessed to all of that, which again didn't really matter. So once again, he's about to sit there and shoot him. And for some odd reason, Peter just looks the other way, or Franco throws something at him. I forgot which one is which, but Franco throws something at him, and once again, they're struggling for the gun. And then the gun goes off, and, I'm pretty sure someone got shot. So, yeah, the sad thing is that I feel like it's going to be Peter. Here's the thing. There's this, there's a site on YouTube called G Spoilers. Now, I try to keep my eye on it because they pull out some real crap that just literally makes no sense. They'll talk about Nellis coming back, or, what was the one before that? Morgan saved Nell, or some crap like that. So I generally tend to not pay attention to it, but I like to kind of be informed of kind of BS they're throwing out there. They did show a picture of Peter in his tux, lying on the ground. So between that and the gun struggle, I'm just gonna assume that it's Peter that got shot. So I guess we'll just wait and see. Now let's talk about this whole Gregory overhearing, Jackie and Finn's little fling. So once again, they're sitting there talking, and Gregory's like, so what's going on? No, don't stop. I want to hear. Let's talk about this. 1 second. I don't know why that music just wasn't working for me right now. So yeah, Gregory's like, so what's going on? And long story short, Jackie and Finn pretty much confessed to the whole, they slept together the night before their wedding, And granted, it was shock enough. It was shock enough, and he is like, what the hell? He's mad at Finn, mostly. He's mad at Jackie, but I felt like he took a lot of it on Finn because he blamed himself for their distance and carrying all of that, that guilt. So he was livid. And then he talked about Chase. He was like, oh, my son, which may be my grandson. So now he's angry about that. He's angry about that. And, here's the thing. I can't put this all on Jackie because Finn played a part too. I just can't do it. Now, when I was watching it, I said to myself, listen, the blame got to go on both of them. Jackie is a little bit older. So I felt like she should have kind of like... I want to sit there and say that she kind of deserved a little bit more to blame, but I'm not going to be a dick. They both kind of deserve it. So he's just livid at both of them. Finn leaves to go check on his daughter, and then they both hash it out again. And at some point when Gregory's about to leave, Jackie's like, listen, let's not upset Chase's life. Let's not upheave what he believed, for so long, a lifetime. So Gregory says something, he walks off, but he doesn't... I feel like what he said, like, oh, well, I've been lied to too, or whatever, and he walks off, like, I don't think he's actually going to just tell Chase the truth, Because even though that he may or may not be his father, he still loves him like a son, and so he's probably just going to wind up not doing, wind up not telling Chase that there's a possibility that he can be his grandfather. And you know what? Somebody said in the comment section, I don't know if it was Alicia or somebody else, but they did have a point. Telling Chase now isn't going to really do anything. I mean, yeah, Finn knows and everyone else knows, but telling, Chase, like, what is that going to do? I mean, here's the thing, and it's sad because, you always want to sit there and say that honesty is the best policy, and you should never really sit there and lie to people, and you should always tell the truth. But let's be honest, if we all told the truth all the time, I think things would be a lot worse. As sad as that sounds. So, I understand. I get both points of it, but I understand why maybe telling Chase now wouldn't really do any good for him. Anyway, Maxie's a moron. I just had to kind of open up with that. Here's the thing. After Britt tells Maxie about the baby and stuff like that being fine, and she just kind of need to watch her stress and her blood pressure and stuff, Maxie, they talk about Peter, and at some point Maxie throws Britt's past in her face. When Britt was like, Peter has done a lot of bad things, and Maxie was like, well, so have you. And I'm like, Maxie, so have you. And not like way in the past, like when you first started. I mean, like, just to kind of play some of her greatest hits. Didn't she, and granted, this is when I wasn't watching it at one point, but didn't she, not tell Lulu about Rocco or whatever, like when, I guess she was a surrogate for them, and for a while she didn't even sit there and tell them that, like that was their baby, because she lied and said that she had a miscarriage or whatever, and then something happened, and then she wound up actually having a baby. I don't know. I know at some point she lied to Lulu about something, and it was something that was really important involving a child. I don't know if it was Rocco or not, but it was involving, I'm assuming Rocco. And just a whole bunch of other terrible stuff that she's done. I mean, it's not on a level of, Peter, But she's done terrible things also. So for her to sit there and throw Brit's history in her face when she's sitting there trying to be concerned about her, it's like, the hell is wrong with you? So I can't with this woman. I really, I can't with this girl. I'm not gonna sit there and call her a woman because she's not making decisions like a woman. She's not even thinking like a rational woman. When she talks to Anna, Anna comes in there and Anna's like, I just want to see how you're doing, you and the baby and stuff like that. And, Maxie right away is like, listen, you've been lying to me, like, for a while. And the first thing that she says is, well, you didn't, you told Peter that you were her, you were his mother, and you lied about that. And I was like, so let me get this straight. This whole wedding that happened, this is the first thing that you bring up to her? Like, this is the first concerning thing, is that Anna lied to Peter about not being, about being his mother? That's what you're... Okay. Alright. And then at some point, Anna's like, listen, Peter has done awful, horrible things. He's been lying about the man that he is. And Maxie... And I swear, I literally rewind this twice. Maxie was like, and you think now is the time to lose faith on them? Now, she actually said, so you think now is the time to lose faith with Peter? Are you kidding me? Did you not hear in... I swear, I can't make this up. I really can't make this up. Anna's like, wait, I almost, I'm not gonna lie, when she said that, I felt like Anna was gonna be like, seriously? When Anna is sitting there telling you that her, I guess, nephew has done terrible things, the person that has been cheerleading with you, alongside you, is sitting there saying, you know what, he's not exactly, the great guy that we want to believe that he was. Now, hold on. When she was telling, and this is something that was just, I can't even describe, when, she was sitting there saying the reason why she lied about being, Peter's mother, she was like, she thought that her love and Maxie's love will save him. And Maxie was like, really? And Anna was like, yeah. I was like, so let me just get this straight. Because this isn't the first time I've heard dumbness come from the show. Nina also said that. Nina also was like, my love could have saved Nell. And now this idiot Anna was like, my love and Maxie's love was gonna save him. Yep. I don't, you know what? I don't even want to sit there and spend too much time talking about that because I feel like I could talk about it for another 7 minutes, but I think that might have been the stupidest thing I heard come out of this woman's mouth. And the fact that she said that, the fact that when Maxie was like, that's how you're justifying it, and she said yes, and I was like, oh, she's not joking, she's serious. Okay, alright, we're gonna move on, because we're just gonna move on. I can't. Now, while, Valentine was at the hospital with Anna, he paid Jason a visit. Now, Jason's sitting there talking to Spinelli to find out where Franco is, so that way they can try to get some sort of proof or confirmation of, what Peter done. Valentine comes over and Valentine tells Spinelli about Maxie, and he rushes to the hospital. And at this point, Valentine's like, so, listen, I already know what you're going to do. And I need you to not do that. I need the WSB to kind of just take him into custody. And, yeah, I don't want him dead. And here's the thing. I understand where Peter's coming from. Because Peter kind of looks at, I understand where Valentine's coming from. Because Valentine Wow. Looks at Peter like he's a son. A son that's done really awful, terrible, psychotic things, but still a son nonetheless. So he's like, listen, I don't want you to do that, I felt like he was sitting there saying, like, well, I don't want you to do that at Anna's expense. In reality, yeah, it is Anna, but it's also him. And while Jason was just like, yeah, that's all good and well, but, I have a gun, and it's really screaming for me to call, for me to kind of shoot Peter, so I'm just going to go and do that instead. Britt comes in there, and Britt's like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to not do that, I don't remember what her reasons is, but basically she was like, just don't do it. So between, Britt and Valentine, I think Jason may listen. There's a good possibility he might listen. So, I guess we'll just wait and see. And Mac also give Anna a piece of his mind, which, you know what, to be honest, yeah. Yeah. She deserved all the smoke. Hell, at one point, and the thing that was so funny about this scene, and it's not just that I don't like Anna, but, when Mac was like, you knew all this time, and you didn't say anything, and you let them get closer and closer and closer. And at some point, Anna tries to defend herself, and Mac is like, no, y'all were both at the altar. Y'all were standing shoulder by shoulder, and you still didn't say anything. And if it wasn't for Ulbrich, which, by the way, I should be thanking Ulbrich, it still would have happened. So what was your excuse? Oh, I didn't know. It was just, I didn't know a way out. So you're telling me Miss Super Spy, Miss International Super Spy, didn't know a way out of that. Sometimes when I go hard on these characters, I don't do it just simply because I'm just, I want to be a dick or anything. It's really because it just writes itself. I can't make this up. I really can't. She literally was like, oh, dude, there was no way out. I don't know. Really, Anna? That's the best you can do? That's it? Okay. Alright. Hell, even Anna was like, yeah, I should probably thank Ulbrich and, also or an apology. Yeah, you should probably do that, Anna. You should really do that. Ulbrich would enjoy that. Hell, actually, to tell you the truth, I think a lot of people would enjoy that. So you should get on that. Oh, Chase comforts Willow. So, because the dingbat that decided to open up her mouth and tell a 2-year-old the truth because she thought it was a good idea, wound up hurting Willow's feelings. Which is amazing because Willow is the one that, need to remind people, that decided that it was a good idea for Nina and Wiley to spend time together. Yeah. Anyway, he seems like he does a good job. What the hell is her name? I was gonna call her Charlotte, but seeing how we haven't seen her in, well, forever, at this point, I think they're just going to get a new Charlotte. I really do. I really feel like they're just going to get a new Charlotte. And, it should be interesting. But, not Charlotte. What is her name? Violet? I was going to call her Daisy. I was like, it was a flower. Violet. Violet comes in, and Violet's like, yeah, so is this wedding going to happen? And, Chase does his best to sit there and try to comfort, Violet, but she's not having it. And at some point, she falls asleep on Willow's lap, and then she goes in the room, and then Chase and Willow talk more, and then Willow feels better, and she goes home. Yeah, that's pretty much all that really happens. Nothing else really happens between them, and to be honest, I don't know where this whole thing is going. I really don't. And sometimes I kind of feel like they're at a side story, like, At one point, I felt like, the hell is his name? Michael really started falling for Willow. And then he invites Sasha to, on a date. And now, at some point, it seems like Willow likes Michael, but Michael doesn't like Willow as much as... I can't. I'll tell you, I'm going to save that headache for when they're on the episode. I feel like I'm missing something. Let me just double check. I don't know. I think that's about it. I might be missing some stuff, but if I am, write it down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I know Mondays are usually my late days, and then after that it's, business as usual. And yes, moving forward, it'll be the GH reviews first, and then the other stuff afterwards. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in this comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And, I'm so glad I actually did this first. I'm just going to take a little bit of a minute. Here's the thing when I do these reviews. GH is probably the most complex one, a little bit. Days is a little bit more, not for people that watch Days, but Days is a little more, I don't want to say focused, but a little bit more compact. So Days is actually easier than GH, to some extent. I know the characters more because I've been watching GH longer, but GH can get a little more complicated, and when it's like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and my brain isn't functioning as well, I'm just glad that I'm actually doing this one first. And GH is my favorite one. So when I can actually do it at my best, it works. I think it works. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Be safe. I will catch you in the next video. Thank you again.